bear, verb, verb forms, bear, bears, bore, born, bearing, accept, deal with, one, transitive, used with can, could, in negative sentences and questions, to be able to accept and deal with something unpleasant. Synonym, stand, bear something. The pain was almost more than he could bear. She couldn't bear the thought of losing him. Bear doing something. I can't bear having cats in the house. He can't bear being laughed at. Bear to do something. He can't bear to be laughed at. How can you bear to eat that stuff? Bear somebody doing something. I can't bear you doing that. Not be suitable. To, transitive. Not bear. To not be suitable for something. Bear something. Her later work does not bear comparison with her earlier novels, because it is not nearly as good. The plan won't bear close inspection. It will be found to be unacceptable when carefully examined. Bear doing something. The joke doesn't bear repeating, because it is not funny or may offend people. His sufferings don't bear thinking about, because they are so terrible. Be responsible for something. 3. Transitive. Bear something. Formal. To take responsibility for something. She bore the responsibility for most of the changes. Do parents have to bear the whole cost of tuition fees? You shouldn't have to bear the blame for other people's mistakes. Negative feeling. 4. Transitive. To have a feeling, especially a negative feeling. Bear something. Against, towards somebody. He bears no resentment towards them. He's borne a grudge against me ever since that day. Bear somebody something. He's borne me a grudge ever since that day. She bore him no ill will. Support weight. 5. Transitive. Bear something. To support the weight of somebody, something. The ice is too thin to bear your weight. Show. 6. Transitive. Bear something. Formal. To show something. To carry something so that it can be seen. The document bore her signature. He was badly wounded in the war and still bears the scars. She bears little resemblance to, is not much like her mother. The title of the essay bore little relation to, was not much connected with, the contents. Name. 7. Transitive. Bear something. Formal. To have a particular name. A family that bore an ancient and honored name. Carry. 8. Transitive. Bear somebody, something. Old-fashioned or formal. To carry somebody, something, especially while moving. 3 kings bearing gifts. Yourself. 9. Transitive. Bear yourself. Well, etc. Formal. To move, behave, or act in a particular way. He bears himself, stands, walks, etc. proudly like a soldier. She bore herself with dignity throughout the funeral. Child. 10. Transitive. Formal. To give birth to a child. Bear something. She was not able to bear children. Bear somebody, something. She had borne him 6 sons. Of trees, plants. 11. Transitive. Bear something. Formal. To produce flowers or fruit. Turn. 12. Intransitive. Bear to the left, north, etc. To go, or turn in the direction mentioned. When you get to the fork in the road, bear right. Extra examples. Don't leave me alone. I wouldn't be able to bear it. How can you bear this awful noise? The burden of the tax bore most heavily on the poor. We could hardly bear to be outdoors in the blinding sunlight. You must bear at least some responsibility for what has happened. Information not bearing directly on his argument. Guests starting arriving, mostly bearing gifts. He can't bear being left out. He returned bearing a basket of vegetables. Her two sons helped bear the coffin. His parents had borne the child across the mountains. I can't bear having cats in the house. I just can't bear it anymore. Schools will bear the brunt of cuts in government spending. She bore it all with her usual patience. She couldn't bear seeing him so upset. She couldn't bear the thought of losing him. The ground was too soft to bear his weight. These trees take a long time to bear fruit. You shouldn't have to bear the blame for other people's mistakes.